And yet the story inside of the Bible tells us that what does God do? God looks down at humanity who is running away from him. God looks down at you and me who are running away from him. And does he get angry? Does he say, I'm just going to destroy you? I'm God. You think you know better? And what does he do? What does the heart of God move him to do? He becomes a man, takes on the form of man, says, I will die for these people. I will die for the runaway so that the runaway goes free. Like Paul said, I'll pay for it. Jesus said, I will pay for it. How amazing is this God that when he looks at his enemies, those who have run from him, he says, I'll pay for it. The probably best verse that I know that displays this is Romans 5, where it says this in verse 6 and 8. For while we were still weak, at the right time, Christ died for the ungodly. Verse 8, but God demonstrates his love for us in this, and that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. While we were running ungodly, unaware, enemies and thieves, Jesus stepped in and said, I will pay for it. And why did he do it? Love. Love for you and for me. The idea of this God being a God who dies for his enemies, he dies for those who oppose him. This is who God is. He's a God of incredible love that moves him when the worst are at their worst. When they're running from God, he says, I'll die for them. What kind of God is this? You study other religions, you don't find a God represented like this. You see in Islam, hey, if anyone doesn't believe in Allah, kill them. In the Quran. You see in other religious texts from other religions, in other ancient Jewish writings outside the Bible, they speak of do not help your enemies. God's a God who says, I'll die for my enemies. What kind of love is that? I love Onesimus. I love you. David, I love you. Alex. This is the God who is there. A God who dies for the worst when they're at their worst, before they could do anything right. When they're still sinners,